Hi, everybody. I'm Kathy Wing, Artistic Director of the Randall Theater Company, and this is Ghostlighting Theater in the Dark. Tonight, we've got something really fun for you. We're turning the show over to the next generation of theater makers. It's a Randall Theater Company teen takeover. So check out what we've got. Tonight's interview is with actress and filmmaker Madeleine Fichera. We'll also be showing one of her short films. And we have an improv game with some of the kids from the Randall Teen Improv Group. They'll be showing you some fun things you can do with friends and family, either at home or on video chat. And some of our more experienced Randall actors will be on hand to drop some knowledge. What? Well, that's what the kids say, right? Okay, whatever. Anyway, they'll be here with some words of advice and encouragement for our young actors. And at the end of the show, a little update on where we are with finding a new space and a sneak peek at what we're planning once we get there. Right now, Madeleine Fichera and her family have been involved in theater for most of Madeleine's life. Madeleine, her mother, her brother Nathaniel, and sister Izzy have been involved in several theaters throughout the Rogue Valley in just about every way imaginable. From acting and backstage work to technician work, volunteer ushering, and just about everything in between. If you've been to theater in this area, you've probably seen them. Madeleine has been acting for most of her life. Last year, she was in shows at both Camelot and the Randall Theater Company, including Pirates of Penzance, Billy Elliot, and A Christmas Story. A few years ago, a school project sparked her interest in filmmaking, which led to 3 original films, all scripted and directed by Madeleine herself. And that's all before finishing high school. Here's Madeleine Fichera. I am very happily here with Madeleine Fichera. And Madeleine, you have been part of the Randall Theater Company for a very long time. I mean, you are young, but you have still been involved with the Randall Theater Company for a long time. Now, theater is, for you, it's kind of a family affair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
Well, pretty much everyone in my family is involved in theater. Typically, me and then sometimes my little sister are on stage. And then my mom tends to be the child wrangler for shows that we're in because she knows us. So she can wrangle us very easily. And then my brother tends to do a lot of like tech and like behind the scenes stuff. And then my little sister also, she does like mini-me's, we call them, of a lot of shows that and actors that like we really love and appreciate everything they do. So we make smaller versions of their costumes and then we take pictures and it's really fun.
I think just about every theater in the Valley has had mini-me's, and it's always such a delight if she shows up. So is theater something that as a family that you all like doing together?
Yeah, it's something that like we really appreciate, like getting to spend a lot of time together because since theater takes up a lot of our time, we don't get a whole bunch of like just like family sitting down eating dinner kind of stuff. So mostly a lot of our hanging out time is driving back and forth to theater.
So what was your first theater experience? What did you do first?
Well, the first time I was ever on stage, I was 2 years old.
Wow.
And I wasn't in like a production. We were at a zoo in California, and they were putting on some sort of like Christmas pageant thing. So I got dressed up as a mouse. And so we just have this really cute picture of me as a mouse on stage.
And since then, you've done quite a bit of stuff. So tell me about some of the other stuff that you've been involved in.
A lot of my favorite productions that I've been a part of are obviously Pippin, which seems kind of ironic that like my favorite production is the one that I've gotten the most seriously injured in, but it just has a nice spot in my heart.
Well, probably that's probably not the memory you wanted to take away from that, but
I really liked how the cast, like, it felt so much like a family. So I was the youngest, and I really felt included, like, because in other productions I've been in, a lot of productions I've been in have typically been like, you know, well, the kids are going to go do their stuff and we're going to work with the adults. So I felt very included, which was very nice. And it just has, you know, like the show kind of feel, because Pippin is kind of like a show within a show. So yeah. It's so nice.
And you also did a couple of things over at Camelot, Pirates of Penzance and Billy Elliot. Those are like two very different.
Yeah, I played two very different characters in those. Because in Pirates of Penzance, I played Kate, which is a very like prim and proper lady with a whole bunch of sisters and very high soprano. I was very high soprano on that show. And that was really fun because the cast was comprised of mostly teenagers with a few younger people. And so it was a lot of fun because it was really nice working with a whole bunch of people closer to my age. So, and everybody was so talented and so wonderful to work with, and they were all so sweet. So it made it a really great experience. And then with Billy Elliot, it was really fun to play somebody who I feel is very different from what I'm like in real life, because I played Debbie, which, if you're familiar with the show, she does quite a bit of, she has some interesting stuff. She doesn't have very many boundaries on what she'll share, especially about her family. So, and the choreography in that was very fun because as one of the ballet girls, I got to do the most atrocious ballet, and it was so fun.
Madeleine's younger sister Izzy isn't the only one who enjoys a little fun with costumes. Madeleine was the winner of one of our first Randall challenges with this entry. This is Madeleine as every character from the musical The 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Coming up, I'll chat with Madeleine about her filmmaking adventures and about what comes after high school. And later on, we'll feature one of her first films. But first, the Randall Theater Company improv group and fearless leader KJ Long got together recently with a little help from Zoom, and here they are with a great idea for an improv game that's fun and easy to play, whether you're at home or chatting with your friends by video.
Welcome to the Randall Teen Takeover. I got our improv teenagers here. Everyone give a big hand to each other. Welcome back to what we do. All right. I first want to go around and have you guys introduce yourselves with your name and with your favorite ice creamy, desserty type summer treat. Say with a little bit of flair because you've all got a lot of flair to share. For example, I'm KJ and I'm down for the pineapple milkshake. And I'm going to go in the same order as we're going to do with our improv game, which we'll share with you in just a moment. But let's start off with Ivy. Give us your name and your treat.
I'm Ivy, as KJ said. I really like chocolate ice cream. Any type of chocolate ice cream, or ice cream in general. I really like ice cream. Thank you.
Yeah. Madeleine.
I'm Madeleine. I really like cookie dough ice cream. I've had it once in my life, and it's amazing.
Through that. Asia.
My name's Asia. I really like ice cream. Any ice cream that I'm not allergic to.
Preferably, yep. We like our ice cream. It's appropriate all year round. And Thomas.
Hello, I'm Thomas, and I'm sensing there's a flow here, so I'm not gonna step out of that. I'm gonna say I like ice cream.
Yeah, I trained you guys well. All right, so today for our teen takeover, we are going to do some improv, like we have been doing with the Parks and Rec and with YMCA camps. for the last 7 years. I've known many of you for like 5, 6, 7 years now. What's up with that? You are my family. Mine, they left. They realized that it was theater time. Here we are, back together in quarantine. All right, so we are going to play a game that we can actually do on Zoom, which can do a whole lot of improv, like physicality stuff, but we are going to do storytelling, where we go around in a circle and tell a story from the beginning, where we set it all up, build, end up having a climax, a little bit of resolution, sentence at a time. You guys all know this game, right? But we're going to throw in a couple little things here where somewhere in the story, someone needs to bring up a narwhal. Someone needs to bring up pineapple. And somehow a talking toad. This is going to be taking place in some kind of enchanted forest, which just leaves it wide open so we can do whatever magical fancies happen to come our way. Thomas!
Okay, did you say a talking toad? Like a frog?
You're
Or a talking toe, like on the foot?
Toad like a ribbit.
Okay. A talking
Or a
foot.
crow. The other part of this is, since we can't necessarily act it out and walk around getting away from our computer screens, play with your voices and your facial expressions. Still gotta teach this thing, we're still actors. So be expressive, have fun with it. A sentence, or maybe 2 at a time. And we're gonna go in the same order. I'll start it, then we'll go with Ivy, Madeleine, Asia, Thomas, back to me, and we'll do 3 rounds. So Thomas, you're gonna end up closing it out by your 3rd time, okay? Remember, someone needs to bring up narwhal and pineapple and a talking toad. Maybe it's a narrator, I don't know. I didn't make the story up, you're making it up. So here we go. Once upon a time, in an enchanted forest, not too long ago...
Nick, the talking and bog-dwelling narwhal, was prancing happily through the forest.
While he was prancing through the forest, he happened upon just a weird tree.
Sitting upon this tree happened to be a talking toad who enjoyed eating pineapples.
The narwhal was curious if he could barter and get some of these pineapples for himself.
And so the talking toad said, yes, I do like to share of the pineapples. And watch your head as he dropped the first.
Nick, the narwhal, was it Nate or Nick? I don't remember. The narwhal was jumping with joy for only a second before getting hit in the head by a pineapple and crying a lot.
But you
Like,
see, the narwhal
buckets.
was not crying because the narwhal was not crying because he got hit in the head with a pineapple. He was crying because he just remembered that he broke up with his best friend.
Oh. Asia, tell us about this best friend.
His best friend happened to be another narwhal who moved away because he did not like Nick or Nate, the other narwhal, his friend. He thought he was weird.
But then, aha! Thought the narwhal. Narwhal? Perhaps I can win his friendship back by presenting this glorious pineapple.
So he took this pineapple from his narwhal nose of a snout and showed his friend Nate and Nick. They're both Nate. Hooked up with them. And it was time to have a dastardly nose sword fight with their narwhal noses and horns over this pineapple, spraying juices everywhere.
Nick and Nate, the narwhals, fought a lot. But little did they know, the toad was watching and did not appreciate the way they were using the pineapples. This is not what pineapples are intended for, the toad croaked out. I want you to eat them instead of doing whatever this is.
The toad took revenge on the narwhals by taking the rest of his pineapples that he was planning on eating and dumping them on top of the narwhals, which is not eating them.
In his quest for continuing the not eating the pineapples he intended on eating, the toad left the two narwhals to finish their battle with his pineapples.
And to this day, if you put your ear very close to a pineapple, you can hear the battle cries of the two narwhal. The end.
And the moral of the story, pineapple belongs on pizza, not narwhals.
Yes, thank you.
Good job. These stories just take on a life of their own because no one else wants it. I thought we'd close out with one big, rambunctious to sit in solemn silence. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, you all remember what this is, right? It's going to happen. And if you want to sit back and do your physicality, good luck with that. Running speed! No, we're going to do it normal speed. Ready, position! To sit in solemn silence on a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shot by a cheap chippy chopper on a big black
block. Big black block. Short, sharp shot by
a cheap and chippy chopper on a big
black.
Thank you, teens, for taking over. Randall Youth Improv will return, as our theater home will return. And there's always tomorrow and an ever after. Thank you, kids. Glad to have you back. Kathy, thank you for hosting us.
That was fun. And something you should know about Thomas. In addition to acting, he also rides the unicycle and juggles. He used that skill to win one of our very first Randall challenges. Take a look at what he did for our Solemn Silence challenge, and then more with Madeleine.
To sit in solemn silence on a dull and darkened dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock by a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block.
Now, in addition to acting, you are also a filmmaker. So tell me a little bit, how did you get into filmmaking, and what do you like about it?
Well, so the first film that I did was actually technically, like, I didn't do it just to, like, make a film. I did it because I was working on a history project at school, and so I decided to do one about silent films. And so because my school lets me like mix theater into a lot of my different subjects and stuff. So I made a short silent film that I wrote the script in a day. I cast it the same day. I took, I think, 2 days to design all the costumes. And then within a week of me like originally being like, I'm gonna make a film, we had already filmed it and we were like halfway through editing it. So I was kind of like, wow, this is just like a real quick thing and that's fun. And I did get a good grade on the project. So then I was like, well, let's try something kind of different from a silent film. Let's do the exact opposite. Let's do a musical. And that one I think took about 4 months to fully do. And it's about a half hour long, I think. It was called Not So Happily Ever After. What happened after the Disney princesses all got married? And, you know, you think it'd be like a happily ever after, but like the princes did not end up so princely after all. And so the Disney princesses kind of exact their revenge. So that was, again, really fun to do. And so I was like, this is fun. Let's do another. So then I started working on Shattered Lives, which is a full film that took us, I think, almost a year and a half to fully do because it was full film length. And we had to work around actors' schedules and stuff because we weren't paying them. We were paying them and providing them breakfast sometimes. So they got free food if they didn't have allergies. So,
Well, yeah, that was quite a project. That was another one that I was in, and it was really fun. And I am just kind of amazed because you wrote that script, did you not?
yeah, I wrote it. I mean, my mom like went through and edited it to make sure like there weren't any like major grammar mistakes and stuff. But
Yeah.
I wrote it, and yeah.
So what do you think you like better, being on stage or behind the camera?
I think I like it a bit more on stage, just because it's a whole different experience with like the lights on you and doing your thing. I also really enjoy doing stuff like behind the camera and stuff, but I've kind of been like taking a break from film for a little bit just to focus on other stuff. And I mean, I've missed it, and so I'll probably go back at some point.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that we will be seeing more films by Madeleine coming up. Or, like later on, what do you think you're going to be doing? Is theater, are you thinking theater or filmmaking going to be part of your future plans?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot because it's starting to get time where like I'm going to need to start thinking about applying to colleges and stuff. I do really want to pursue theater because it's something that I really enjoy, and I feel like it's more important for me to do something that I'll enjoy doing than to make a whole bunch of money. So I'm probably gonna pursue theater, and then, I mean, people say not to have a backup plan, but I also don't want to end up in a cardboard box. My dream is not that. So my backup plan is kind of like having my writing as sort of like something, because that can always support me, I think, maybe. I'm not giving up on my dreams. I'm still having fun.
We wish Madeleine all the best with her future plans, and of course, we hope those plans will include the Randall Theater Company in some way. As you can see, we've got a lot of great, talented kids in our area who have a lot of years of doing theater in front of them. So we asked some of our more grown-up Randall actors, based on your own experiences, what advice would you give to the next generation of actors who are just starting out?
Keep your ears open. Remember that literally everybody you come in contact with, whether it's another actor or a tech or a director or a stage manager, they probably know something you don't about the theater process, and they probably have something to teach you.
Find a method of memorization that works for you. Always be a team player. Show up prepared. Have a smile on your face.
Try really hard not to care what people think of you. Try really hard not to try and be what you think they want you to be, because you don't actually know what they want. All you can do really naturally is just be yourself and be true to yourself.
It's scary. It's so scary. It's very, very scary, but that's okay. So learn your lines. That's all I can really say is learn your lines. That's it. The rest is on your experience.
Be open to notes and have a good audition binder and headshot.
Don't be afraid to take roles that you're just sort of interested in if it will allow you to learn, and do not be afraid to audition. Audition, audition, audition.
Well, it's going to sound a little hokey, but I think they just need to have fun. If you start stressing about, too much about, well, which side am I supposed to go on, and what am I supposed to say, and what if I don't remember my lines? Just chill out, relax, and have fun with it.
This is in my head because you have to be very, friendly, and I am very friendly, and I love talking to people, and that's what you have to do on the outside. But sometimes in your head, it's okay to think all of these people are here to see me, and they get to.
I would say don't be worried about what other people think. Be as weird, as kooky, as goofy, as funny as you want to be, because that's what's going to really make you stand out.
Audition. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't stress yourself out. Go. Yeah, the first few are going to suck. That's called learning. Audition. Go.
Take every opportunity that is presented to you and watch and learn from the more experienced people around you, because you're going to get a great education just from watching them. Stop trying to make everyone in the theater like you, because if you spend your time trying to do that, you're going to be wasting a lot of the time you could be doing work. So stop trying to please everybody. Bye.
That's some great advice for sure. I can't wait to see what comes next for these talented kids once the theaters are fully able to open again. Hopefully, we won't have to wait much longer for that. But here's something you don't have to wait for. Here now, as promised, is a look at Madeleine's very first film project, featuring her own original script and some really great acting talent. Watch and enjoy The Royal Players by Madeleine Fichera. Well done, Madeleine, and the cast of The Royal Players. Tune in next week for the conclusion of the story and what movie would be complete without outtakes. You'll get to see some of those too. Now for an update on our search for a new home for the Randall Theater Company. We're getting very close. In fact, I'm hoping to be able to tell you all about it before the end of the month. In the meantime, we're planning what shows we'll be doing first. Our improv troupe has been meeting, and we're looking at doing a show with them fairly soon. We're also working on being able to live stream our shows. This is important as long as we're limited to small audiences, because it means more people can watch our shows even if we can't have them in the space. And look for information coming out soon about auditions for a show we're putting together called Breaking Up Broadway Style. It's a concert-style review of some of Broadway's greatest breakup songs, or social distancing, whatever. And if you would like to submit a performance for our public domain concert series, just send your video to kathywing.randalltheater@gmail.com. And of course, you can support the Randall Theater Company with a donation by going to the link at the bottom of your screen, or just click the donate button at randalltheater.com. Any amount, large or small, will help us get established in our new location. And if you donate $20 or more, I will send you one of our two-tone Theater Strong wristbands. And as always, you can catch up on our Ghostlighting shows anytime on the Randall Theater Company Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time, but until then, we'll keep the ghost light on for you.